from heights, you know, is most people's enemy. But I like how you're just like, yeah. I don't know if you've noticed this. I'm a big guy. The physics just aren't meant to be. Mortal enemy. Yeah, this Contra's been kicking my butt. This is, I mean, I always, I've said this definitely at least twice or 3 times muted, but it's so easy to lose paces on that 3rd stage. It's crazy. Like, I don't know how I keep falling behind by double digits, but like I think my stage 3 was actually like as perfect as I can do. I mean, I made no mistakes. I got quick kills on the boss and everything. I had my guns, so I feel like there's really no time to gain on stage 3, only time to lose. You've definitely been seeing that. That parachute failed. We'd be talking minor extinction level event. Silly man, fat cat. Why keep you around? Go. See, I didn't get belly flop that time. That's why I'm convinced this spot was invincible, but yet I've died here multiple times tonight, so I think just like everything else, it's RNG. There's no like pixel perfect spot to my knowledge that does make you safe, but it seems like the further you line this like black line up with the back of my head, it's kind of like visual cue with the wall there is what I'm doing. If I could just keep these 2 guns like the whole run, then I'd get a PB. That's the hard part. I'm getting better at not using the bomb on this guy, just landing those 2 shots on his eye, and no matter what way he rotates, most of the time he's good. Alright, we are practically dead even with PB pace right now. Okay, that was probably going to lose a split second, but whatever. Let's see what we end up if this goes perfectly here. At most a couple tenths of a second now. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like if I get a perfect stage 3 here, the best I'll do is match roughly my PB pace. I am thinking like for the next stream though, I might do like a, I think I already mentioned, yeah I did, where I'll let some people that, all the regulars when they are in chat or whatnot, like pick a game from Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis. I don't know, we'll see. I might even do Amiga for Demi or like those Pico 8 games or browser based, like let haha pick one of those if he wants or whatnot. But you know, just whoever's in here can pick a game for better or worse. Exactly. I know you said Mad Max, but yeah, exactly. Like you genuinely could pick whatever game, man. If you hate me, you can say Barbie, whatever, Sesame Street ABC. I'll play it for at least 15 of the 20. But yeah, I think that's my next plan at least. Try to do a few. Yeah, like I said, I'm getting kind of out of ideas on speedruns. I'm enjoying the games I'm still running, but as far as new ones, yeah, I think SMB2 is about the only one I've looked at. There's a few I've seen, like there was a few homebrews I think Zark was playing. But other than that, you know, nothing on the bucket list that I can think of immediately. I'd like to speedrun another RPG at some point, other than Shadowrun, like a, you know, like a Squaresoft, more JRPG, but something not too insane like Final Fantasy VII, like Salaryman does, because I think, you know, there's different categories. Maybe I'll do Knight percent. I know Nate did Knight percent on Final Fantasy IV it was, but, or Paladin percent, excuse me. SMB isn't too hard to learn, yeah. And honestly, like, just visually and stuff, like, it was probably my favorite one on the Nintendo, if I'm being honest. Like, Super Mario 1's a classic. 3 is great, of course, don't get me wrong. 3 was probably the... You know, I've beat 1 and 3. I don't know without cheating or whatnot, but 2's like the only one I've never beat. But visually, it's always been like my favorite, or aesthetically or whatnot, yeah. If that makes sense, right? Just, even though it's... The weirdest part is it's not even the real... It's the one that's not a real Mario game, but yet... It's the one... There we go. We got the quick kill, so let's see what we add up. Okay, that was a little quick, but whatever. That's fine. It's about right. Cool. Let's go. But yeah, SMB2 is definitely looking a pretty fun game, and I like the way it looks, so... Tricks don't seem too crazy. There's some pretty crazy tricks, but... Nothing too crazy. And if they, you know, as with any game, I'll go through save state and try everything and feel for it and see what I feel is possible for me pretty consistently. Yeah, that's... Yeah. I won't lie, actually, speaking of, like, released games, there's an old, obviously I don't think I'd speedrun it, but I'm just mentioning it because it's a great game. There's an old Super Famicom RPG that was never translated. There's many translations of it called Live Alive or Live Alive. Really good game. It's like you play like 7 different characters and all their stories kind of tie in. One dude's like a cowboy, one dude's a ninja. They've all got like, their stories are different enough that you almost feel like you're playing different games, like with different characters. There we go. Good. But the reason I mention that is there's an official remake now where, you know, Square, like, obviously it's this many years later, so I don't know. It's not going to be the original makers of the game, I'm sure. Maybe it was, I don't know. I'd have to look into that. But somebody, you know, like, officially translated it. So I'm curious, like, story's going to be any different with a different translation. It's one thing I always like to do. Like, as much as I love like Ted Woolsey and how well he was able to translate games and quickly, I kind of like to play like a Chrono Trigger that wasn't translated by him, where like, you know, Frog's a little more not all medieval talky, because that wasn't actually how he spoke. One that refers to the Masamune as the Grand Leon, which is actually what the sword's called. That kind of stuff, you know, a little truer to the intended story that Chrono Trigger was supposed to have, rather than the translator threw in for funsies. Yeah, it's always nice to that kind of crap too, you know, but I might speedrun an RPG. I don't know, maybe like a Chrono Trigger or something. My favorite game, but it's pretty long. It's like 3 hours. They do all sorts of manipulations. I don't know how how good I'll be at that kind of stuff in an RPG. Oh, so you got, oh, okay, yeah, the old remakes. So you're getting Chrono Trigger then, because you got Chronicles and Anthologies, right? Which is Final Fantasy IV and Chrono Trigger, and then the other one's Final Fantasy V, which was never released initially here. Oh, thank God I didn't lose my C. That would have been horrible. And then 6, of course. Get out of my way. I need to die there. Origins? I'm not as familiar with Origins. I definitely love Tactics. In fact, please die quick, thank you. Well, Tactics is one of my favorite Final Fantasies in terms of like storyline. I always joke that my favorite Final Fantasy is Chrono Trigger. Yeah, Tactics is another one. I'll always sink like 20, 30 hours into it, a pretty good amount of time, man. But I just never can finish that game for the life of me. I have commitment issues with long games. If it's over 30, 40 hours, I'll probably never finish it. Because every time I come back to it, I feel the urge to like restart basically, because I'm so lost in the story typically when I replay a game. Yeah, I won't lie, I got an emulator for PlayStation, and that was like one of the biggest games that I got it for. Played a little bit of like Tekken 3, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, you know, but honestly, yeah, it was mostly like that and a few other RPGs, of course. Was where the PlayStation shined, was definitely in like the RPGs. Okay, we're just not gonna die. Right, there we go. So, alright, we're gonna go YOLO here. If we're gonna PB, this is the only way it's gonna happen. Please don't double up. Thank you. I think if he doubles up, I actually could probably crouch and be fine. I used to think if both these came out and attacked me at the same time, which is also RNG, I was just dead. Anyway, let's see what we do here. I'll die. This is a one cycle. Yeah, good. Now that I took all the brains off of him, yeah, he's dead. This might PB, it's hard to say. I think it will. A couple seconds. Need something else to submit. Yeah, this is definitely a small PB here. Let's go. Not a huge one, but you know what? I wasn't expecting to PB, so I'm happy with that. It's always the ones you don't expect, you know? It's like, I don't expect Bucky either. We got a Bucky and a Contra PB. Dude, that's a fucking good night, really. I cannot complain. That is great. Oh, Origins is 1 and 2? I never knew they released 1 and 2. I've never played 2. I will say I did play 5 because I know it has the class system, which is kind of where they started dabbling in that before they, you know, put it in Final Fantasy Tactics, which is another reason I love that game, is the class systems. Final Fantasy V is kind of fun with that too. Being able to change classes, mix and match, and unlock other things. Yeah, it's because I was here. That's it too, Fat Cat. I won't lie, man. There's something to you, man. You're good luck. Because you rated me on my, what was it, my last Bucky PB or something too. But I watched it back. Let me do this image or display capture. But yeah, I watched it back. And you threw a raid right in the middle of it. I was like, this guy really is good luck. There we go. SNES 9X 160. Computer's kind of slow when I'm streaming too, but there we go. Cool. Here, yeah, we'll just hit start real quick. Cool. And then go back to, oh yeah, so I'm glad you're here. I was just thinking about this earlier. I don't know if I mentioned it when I was muted. I